high frequency words integrated into PLD's structured synthetic phonics progression. Let's start by clarifying that these very common words should never be referred to as sight words. Why? This provides a false impression that these very common words are learned by visual memorization. The existing research base consistently argues for an integration with structured synthetic phonics and for like words to be grouped together. What not to do is actually what many schools are still engaged in. Applying a mixed list to a year level is an issue because it doesn't take into account the developmental level the students are operating at, and it also does not align with the class's phonics and phonemic awareness knowledge. So how does PLD achieve this? What you see here is PLD's structured synthetic phonics progression. Regular high frequency words, 85% of the words, are automatically covered within PLD stages 1, 2 and 3. So as you are moving students through those initial stages, you're automatically covering the majority of these high frequency words. PLD will refer to words as flash words or heart words. Flash words are your regular decodable words. They're very common and students need repeated practice decoding and also encoding so that they're read in a flash and they're also reproduced and the students are able to spell in a flash, but they are regular words. The heart words are our irregular words, and we'll come back, we're going to circle back to these in a few moments. Looking at the phonics progression, PLD starts with the alphabet instructed in 4 specific groups, and then linked to that are the regular words and also the irregular words, but keeping phonic concepts to the bare minimum when students are only operating with the alphabet sounds. What follows next is still the alphabet, but then we're bringing in the digraphs, the early stage 1 digraphs. The third step is to bring in the orange digraphs, which are right at the end of stage 1. And then we're introducing the earlier stages in stage 2 and their related high frequency words. Now we're covering the late stage 2 words and their related high frequency words. Progressing through the charts now, the charts start to go red because we've got blue for stage 1, green for stage 2, and now the early and then the late stage 3 concepts and their associated high frequency words. So we've got our flash words, in which students need that decoding practice until they're able to read them automatically in a flash, and also encoding practice until they're able to spell them quite automatically. The beautiful thing here is these are integrated. So here we have some examples of stage 1 words, and with the phonic sight word sequence, every time a high frequency word occurs in those word lists, there's a circle with HF. Here we've got stage 2, again a range of those HF high frequency words. Stage 3, again HF words. Once students progress into stages 4, 5 and 6, the words are generally multisyllabic words and there aren't many high frequency words that occur. There are some, but generally the majority of high frequency words occur in an integrated manner in stages 1, 2 and 3. Time Savers, an excellent resource. Again, we've got our explicit teaching lists, and every time a HF in a circle is included in those lists, there are also our high frequency words are automatically covered. There are irregular high frequency words. PLD will call them, these are the heart words. They're also very common words, but there is one aspect, typically, sometimes there's 2, the one aspect that is irregular will be typically identified in red and with a heart on top. For some of the heart words, teachers can teach the difference between the reading voice and the spelling voice. We read the word as after, but we're going to spell it in our spelling voice as after. We read the word as ask, but we're going to spell it as ask. The word water is how we read it and also how we speak it, but when it comes to spelling, it's going to be water. Want is how we read the word, but want is how we spell it, and in that spelling voice. A really simple principle when there is just typically one simple aspect that can highlight the difference between the reading and spelling voice, and then these words can be easily decoded and encoded. With those heart words, they need to be grouped together. So we're teaching like words together, which doesn't happen when schools have a mixed list of words. Whether the words are regular or they're irregular, they need regular decoding and encoding practice. And the gold standard approach here is speech to print. The word is has. What are the sounds? What are the phonemes? What are the sounds in has? Her, as, there's 3. So we're going to draw 3 lines. Now the first 2 letters that map to those speech sounds are really easy. The her and the ah. Now the end, this is the part that you've got to learn by heart, and it's the part that we often indicate is red because that's your difficult part. And again, here comes the reading voice and the spelling voice. We read the word as has, but you're going to spell it as has. What PLD has done is amalgamated all of the high frequency word lists used around Australia. Some for early writing, some for early reading. So then we don't need to get into the discussion of which set of high frequency words. They're all amalgamated in. And we've come up with over 650 words, but then linking to the PLD phonics progression. And again, whether they're regular or irregular, the linkage between the speech sounds linking to the print. This concludes high frequency words integrated into PLD's structured synthetic phonics approach. If you found this information useful, don't forget to click the subscribe button and check out our related videos shown here. If you have any questions or feedback, please add them to the comments below and we'll be sure to respond. Otherwise, you can reach us via live chat on our website, pld-literacy.org. Thanks again for viewing.